Appreciate you, Coach. Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and, of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Denver Broncos. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Let's go. 18 Gator. 55. Rock it.
Melvin Gordon, the two-time Pro Bowler. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 23-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On play action, lock. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
55, smooth. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Throwing his lock on third down. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A gain of 32 that time. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Watch the twist.
Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Check three.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that. It's a foot race. 20, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos able to show off their quick strike ability. McManus's point after is good, and that'll make the score 14-0.
14. Vikings, nothing. Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On play action, Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Here's Madison running on first down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And now it's 3rd down.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
To throw is Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 41-yard line.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 41. They'll run it with Madison. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Pick your game up.
Cousins now. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Von Miller in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Let's see what you got.
Third and long for Cousins. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Now this is fielded in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Broncos are going to get it at the 20. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. He's got a man, complete. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has zero answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football until they make me change.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Hey, orbit. Go. Shoot.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 21. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Ready, ready. 18 Gator. 54.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. Get this one.
Hit it.
Block now on first down. This one caught by Davis. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up.
And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable, and there's 2 schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Tight end right.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by the all-pro linebacker. It's Von Miller. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now. Start your comeback. But you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
The Vikings on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and angled for them and shot for them. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
54 Mike. 54
He'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he will try, but he can't. He can't escape the end zone. Gordon is taken down, and it's It's a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Running from the shotgun with Madison. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
On 2nd down, this is Madison. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's a give to Madison running right. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Cousins on 3rd and 2. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here, and just load up for it and see what happens.
From the gun, here's Cousins. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Tajay Sharp, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. Well, they don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They fake the handoff, now Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Let's go now. 60 Pittsburgh.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Look at me. Zipper.
From the gun on third down, Locke. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, what's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
And not the result they were hoping for there, at least in terms of the kick team, as that'll get out of bounds at just the 35-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This is fielded at the 7. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
No gain on this defense, no gain.
Clock will try again on 2nd down. He's going to rifle one deep left side, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
To throw it is Locke. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Whipped up by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Jahan, ready?
Hey, let's calm down. Hey, let's go. Calm the crowd. Drop deep.
Following the interception, Cousins. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Brandon McManus to kick off for Denver.
Now McManus on to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. On 1st and 10, Cousins. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Silver. Jim. First. Mike, 53.
Cousins. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of 8 there on the first down play.
Some people call it a shuffle pass. Some people call it a shovel pass. All you're trying to do is open up the middle of the field, flip the ball forward. In this case, they didn't gain any yardage.
Here's Watkins on the jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Now Cousins. High throw, but he makes the catch. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. Here's Madison. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Continues to be a struggle for this offense, and this home crowd, they're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe...
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
He's going to look deep, and he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. He was looking for Watkins that time. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. On the delayed handoff, this is Gordon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Here's Locke. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the 1st. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. They have, by the way, gone to the 3rd quarter now at Ford Field in Detroit, and really pouring it on now with the Cowboys. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph, but it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Strong right. Strong right. 3 down. 3 down. 3 down.
To throw, Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there. Going on the ground with Madison. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Another carry now for Madison. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings. As soon as he caught that toss and looked upfield, you could tell they had a big numbers advantage blocking-wise.
They certainly did, which means oftentimes your safety will be unblocked. That means he's got to play it from what they call inside out. Don't let the running back cut back across your face. Keep him pinned to the sideline and go make the tackle.
Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Play action now, Cousins. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Mike 51.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
Cousins to throw it. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he gets it down to the 32. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Now Cousins on 4th down. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Von Miller. And the Broncos will take over on downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Now, meanwhile, the final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. On the counter, here's Gordon. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Denver. This is away, and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off, and he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding goal.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games, but only led the Vikes to just 1 fourth-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. They go play action here on first down. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. Give them 18 there and give the Vikings a first down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
They'll run with Madison. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
At the 26-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Here I come. I'm coming.
Throwing is Cousins. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, here's Cousins. It's complete. Abdullah. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get 1 more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the first one for the 2nd one to even matter.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. On play action, Cousins. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Draw play, Madison. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Got 3. Brought down at the 20.
On 2nd and inches, Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there, perfectly executed. And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. So that one will get them halfway to the first down marker. 7 yards makes it 3rd and 7 now.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put...
Now the hit, and they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. And that disastrous play, partner, is ultimately going to seal their fate in this one, isn't it?
It certainly is, because they give up the 2 points, but that's not really what did it. It's having to give up the football. And because they gave up the football, guess what? The other team now can take the ball and close this game out.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. Here's Hill on the return. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only 1 timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. This is Gordon as they go to him again. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. 1 possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts. Got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Go ahead, go ahead. Hey, team 6, team 6.
They'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. One last shot now for Cousins. Forced out to his left. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So for Denver, it's a win they needed, if for nothing else in their sanity, as they move to 4-6. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the problems just get worse and worse as they fall to 2-9 now on the year. And they will finally get an extra week to heal up a bit as they will get the late bye in Week 12. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.